around shoulder head height, taking away her ability to generate as much power. This is an important re-establishment game for Carter after losing 2 straight games to get right back. And holds at love.
Carter leads by 3 games to 2.
Leading 3-2 first set. But we have a competitive match. And we'll take a short break. We'll be back soon.
Keep playing, girl. This is your time to spark a flare. To set the match. To celebrate the big victories. And the small ones, too. To show strength through emotion. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to own it. Unstoppable. Unapologetic. Serve it all up. 'Cause, girl, you've got game.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball, no matter your goal. Focus on it. Visualize it. Put in the time and effort, day in, day out. To do that, you need the right environment around you and the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
Caddy serving 2-3 first set.
Out. Love 15.
This is the first time that Caddy is serving from north side of the court, so she will be looking into the sun, so a little more challenging for the player.
No.
That second serve is a vulnerability for Caddy. Something that her coach, Sarah Caddy, mentioned to me before the match that she tends to de-accelerate on that second serve, and the key is to keep the racket moving as fast on a second serve as a first, just add more spin. Carter mixing up height and placement. Sets up double break point. Good first serve from Caddy.
30-40.
Now that was a good second serve from Caddy. She went after it, got good kick, getting it wide on the ad side, high to Carter's backhand. That's a great tactical point by both players. Carter very deliberately hitting a couple of almost semi-lob type of ground strokes with a lot of topspin, kicking up high. Caddy countering with some effective low slices, trying to take away that option from Carter. Some good chess happening out there.
Game Carter.
Good energy there from Carter, recognizing the importance of getting another break to put herself back in the driver's seat in the match. Speaking with her yesterday about her first year at the University of Arizona and what parts of her game that she felt that she's improved. One of them is her physical strength and stamina. That's been on display this week for sure. But the other one is mental, just playing so many competitive matches, recognizing the importance of not overreacting to something that's just happened or getting too far ahead of yourself, but staying very much in the moment, focusing on the process.
30 left.
And recognizing and understanding that sometimes other players will have runs where they play very well, or you might have a patch where your energy is low and you make a few unforced errors, and not to panic or overreact to that. That's well struck by Caddy.
30, 15.
Set up by that first deep ground stroke that elicited a short response from Carter, and then Caddy prepared to attack. Wow.
30 all.
Backhand drive, return serve winner from Caddy. When she connects, that ball has pace. Caddy again displaying the competitive scrambling ability that we saw yesterday in the semifinals. She doesn't go away. She digs in key moments. A lot of good fight in her. Yeah, that's a good example of where that much higher type of ground stroke from Carter forced Caddy to strike the ball around head height, where she just can't generate the same amount of power as when she can make contact with the ball at waist level. Caddy will want that return back. Wasn't a difficult second serve, so those are kind of unforced errors. Frustrating for a player. Carter got the ball that she wanted, one where she could run around their backhand to drive her forehand, but I think the slice surprised her. Ball moved a little bit more than she expected, jamming her.
Let. First, yeah.
That's a good serve.
Advantage, Carter.
At a key moment. And you get the impression this is a very important game for both players. Difference between a 5-2 lead and a firm break for Carter, or 4-3 on serve. Excellent
Game Carter.
movement of the ball from Carter
Carter
results in
leads
her
by 5
holding
games to
serve
2.
and
First set.
maintaining a strong 5-2 lead here in the first set. Great tactics by both players. As you can see, they vary their pace and height on the ball and spin. But Carter, that you just feel that her experience, greater experience and physical strength, particularly after a year of university tennis in Arizona, is paying off in dividends. Might recommend that she wear a hat or a visor with the amount of sun that she's getting with all her matches, but it's just physically tremendous endurance and power. Caddy's been competitive in this match and has managed her early nerve jitters to be able to play, I think, the way she wants to. The only reason she's down 5-2 is there are elements of her game that she needs to improve, which at her young age of 16, it looks like she has every indication that she has that capacity.
Fault. Love 15.
Carter's experience too gives her information that if she just keeps maintaining this strong level of play, the challenge is on her opponent, be able to match that and try to find a way to improve on it, which she knows won't be easy.
Love 30.
And now the caddy is in danger of a second break and the first set vanishing. Needs to dig in here if she can. Went for an aggressive return of serve, just missing on the forehand. To me, those are good errors, and you try to do the right thing, and you're sending a signal to the opponent too of what you're prepared to do with their second serve. Excellent depth, resulting in the error.
15-40.
Carter, after a short blip, losing the 2-love lead in the first set, has regained her balance, power. And that's the first set.
Carter.
Reese Carter
6
wins the first set 6-2. Some competitive pushback from Havana caddy. But Reese Carter's overall strength of ground strokes and serve gets the first set. We're going to take a bit of a break and come back with the second set for you. Oh, okay.
15 love.
Am I doing the interview on camera or not? Okay, so what do you want me to do? Do you want me to do the first game here and do the interview and the changeover? Yeah. So one of the advantages for Carter to having broken serve to gain the first set is that she gets to serve first in the second set. For players will always feel that that's a dominant position to be able to start any set. Puts Carter right back in the driver's seat.
30-15.
Another excellent backhand return from Caddy. Every once in a while you see her connect on that. It's just a rocket. Caddy may have to make some adjustments to find a way to deal with those higher kicking ground strokes from Carter. Maybe move in, take the balls on the rise before they get up too high on her. And a strong opening service game from Carter, and she takes a 1-love lead in the second set. And with me, I have Darwin Shandor, who is the regional president in BC for National Bank. And of course, you are the sponsor now of the Stanley Park Open and have been sponsor of the National Bank Open, the big tournaments in Toronto and in Montreal. So really playing a big role in investing in Canadian tennis.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. Great relationship with Canada, and the best impact we can have in community is through great partnerships. So Tennis Canada, Tennis BC, the City of Vancouver, and this year, Laver Cup, with the winners receiving tickets to Laver Cup. So what a great impact for all levels of tennis. The inclusivity of all the different levels and the rising stars that come through here are just incredible.
Yeah, well, we're seeing a couple of them right here in the women's final, only 18 years old and 16 years old. The other thing that I mentioned is through your one of your key grants, Stanley Park was able to resurface these courts, and I know that that's an important program to revitalize tennis opportunities across the country by investing in community courts.
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. $3 million covering 100 courts for the community, resurfacing, revitalization. That's what tennis is all about, and given it's such an exploding, growing program in our country, especially with girls' commitments, I think we couldn't think of a better place to invest in this sport.
Well, I must say that as a longtime player, coach, and
50
broadcaster in
low.
tennis, we appreciate the great support National Bank is providing and the depth of that support, because it does make a difference. This is where tennis is really developed, is in the small communities across our country and the big cities as well. So thank you on
Oh, our
behalf of all
pleasure.
of us.
Thank you, Robert. Cheers.
30, 15.
Great stuff.
Fault.
Such an important game for Caddy to
40,
get herself
15.
into this second set and not let Carter start to build big momentum and run away with it.
Game Cuddy. One game all. Second set.
Important hold for Caddy. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments she'll try to make in the second set. And for connected to that is what adjustments will Carter allow, given her level of play, very high level of play. And that was a very physical
50
strike
left.
from Carter. She hit that one at head height and just drove it deep onto the baseline. Yeah, that's physical strength as well as technique.
Help. 30 left.
Caddy has to find a way to challenge Carter more on her service games. The last few have been stress-free for Carter. That's one way to do it.
30, 15.
The time Caddy stepped inside the baseline, taking that ball on the rise. Well, Caddy didn't have to didn't have to apologize that many times. It does happen in tennis. Most players will say sorry, but not sorry. Tends to even out. Good wide serve from Carter. Took a bit of pace off,
40, 30.
added some slice, catching the far sideline, moving Caddy out of position. Smart serving from Carter. Again, part of her game she feels she improved in her year at Arizona. Again, that forehand return, Caddy at times, like a laser. Good patience from Carter.
Advantage, Carter.
Some trying to counter the push from Caddy here to maintain her consistency on her service games. Went for the far sideline, ad court with the kick serve, just missing. Got a bit of pressure here, this service game. Again, going with the wide serve, deuce court. You see her motioning to her head, saying, use the smart play. Missing the inside out forehand. Just needed one more step to get around the ball. Is that fatigue or is it the quality of Caddy's ball? Carter again going to the forehand on the deuce service court. That's been gold for her. On Caddy's side, where she's had successes with her sharp angle forehand cross court, she's been able to pull Carter deep and wide off the court, and that's where she's been able to generate either shorter balls or errors from Carter. We'll see where Carter goes this time with her serve.
Advantage, Carter.
Again, success with that angle forehand, pulling Kadri off the court. And a good first serve. Gives Carter the 2-1 lead in the second set. But some good pushback from Caddy is keeping this match very competitive. We'll be back after a short message.
I'm doing exercise. I want to play with tennis for my whole life. You have to hit the ball, not kick the ball or throw the ball. I'm playing tennis with my friends and I'm having fun. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life. Tennis for life.
So as the match progresses, Caddy is the player who has less room to maneuver with. She absolutely has to be able to hold on to her serve here and stay close to Carter to get a chance to break and maybe take a lead. Carter is forcing Caddy to hit a lot of her ground strokes 5-6 feet behind the baseline. That's giving up a lot of court room. It's down the line backhand winner from Caddy.
30-15.
She's hit her share of winners in this match. She's also made more of the unforced errors. Good net play from Carter, coming out on the short ball, and not an easy overhead to hit into the sulking or looking directly into the sun. That would have been challenging. And I think that's something Caddy needs to do more in this match. Move forward, try to put a little more pressure on Carter. Take away some time.
Yes.
Caught the line. Lots of spin. Reese Carter's forehand, she has close to certainly a semi-western, almost western grip, generates a lot of top spin, yet heavy and drives through the ball.
Advantage, Carter.
Critical moment in the match for Caddy. And that, again, high kicking, top spin ball, getting up high on Caddy's backhand results in another break of serve. And now I would consider a commanding 3-1 lead serving in the second set after having won the first 6-2. For Carter, it's about maintaining her level of play, mentally and physically. As mentioned before, Carter has been at the Bear Mountain Tennis Center in Langford, close to Victoria now since 2019, and it features 8 red clay courts, which is such a great surface to develop your game on, right? Because you have to develop the legs and movement and learn how to generate power through not just timing, but also really good technique. And one advantage Reese will say that she's had at Bear Mountain, Bear Mountain features an extraordinary number of the best senior tennis players, mostly on the men's side, but a few women as well, in the country. And so I can tell you from personal experience, Reese spends a lot of her time training and beating up on those senior players, but getting a lot of really good match and play experience, competition.
30-15.
So important for young players to develop their game on all surfaces, and clay, so many of the top players in the world have learned their tennis on clay courts.
40-15.
So this was the concern when Caddy lost serve at 3-1, that this has just given Carter more confidence, and match is starting to really get away from Caddy.
Game, Carter.
And with that, Carter has a 4-1
Carter
lead,
leads
commanding
4 games
lead.
to 1. Second set.
She's settled down. Looks a little more relaxed now. For Caddy, no room to move. She has to hold serve when we come back after a short break.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball, no matter your goal. Focus on it. Visualize it. Put in the time and effort, day in, day out. To do that, you need the right environment around you and the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
I must say I am impressed with the amount of power that Havana Caddy is able to generate from her 5'2" frame. It's impressive.
Oh.
And her coach, Sarah Caddy, has already mentioned that working on serve, second serve in particular, will be a priority over the next year. Carter's strategy of pushing Caddy out wide on her forehand side has been a very smart play, resulted in quite a few errors or shorter attackable balls.
Fault. Oh. 15-30.
Danger zone for Caddy.
Fault. Fault.
Oh, two doubles really hurt at this stage of the
15-40.
match.
Fault.
Oh, she caught all of that. Tremendous backhand drive from Carter. And that gives her a 5-1 lead. Second set. Gets to serve for the title. And prize money, if she wins, will be $5,400. She would add that to the $700, her share of winning the women's doubles yesterday, and the $500 share of winning the mixed doubles. So that's some good training and travel money coming her way. And that's one of the, I think, progressive changes that the NCAA has finally made for athletes. In the past, when I played down in Texas, you couldn't really keep any prize money, but now the players are allowed to keep up to $10,000, recognizing that it costs at least that, if not quite a bit more, to maintain training and travel expenses.
Love 30.
A bit of a blip here for Carter as she looks to serve for the title, down love 30. Again, the wide serve proven effective.
15-30.
Sometimes a player in caddy situation might want to cheat and stand further over and just force Carter to have to hit a different serve down the tee, even if you think that's not a comfortable return, but it just creates a different look, a different feel. The depth and power makes a difference. Got it.
Out.
Well, that forehand lost a bit of control. Sets up match point, tournament title point for Reese Carter. This would be her second National Bank Stanley Park Open singles title. And she's got it. Reese Carter is the champion. A dominant performance, winning 6-2, 6-1. Well played. Used her strengths effectively. Moved the ball around early in the match, created some variety with her pace and spin. Caddy was competitive early in the first set when she got back from a 2-love lead, but then I think just the relentless pace and power from Carter resulted in her not being able to play her aggressive attacking game. So a well-earned victory for Reese Carter. There is your 2023 National Bank Stanley Park Open champion. We'll be back after a short break.
Keep playing, girl. This is your time to spark a flare. To set the match. To celebrate the big victories. And the small ones, too. To show strength through emotion. Because it takes blood, sweat, and tears to own it. Unstoppable. Unapologetic. Serve it all up. 'Cause, girl, you've got game.
At National Bank, we believe that to reach your goal, you have to keep your eyes on the ball, no matter your goal. Focus on it. Visualize it. Put in the time and effort, day in, day out. To do that, you need the right environment around you and the right people behind you. That's why we're proud to support impactful initiatives so we can all rally behind Canadian tennis.
Well, I'm here with the 2023 National Bank Stanley Park Open tennis champion. Your second title, you won in 21. A great performance, Reese. We were just talking about it. It was interesting, some of the tactical changes that you made. I mean, normally you love to drive that ball, but you're hitting out some pretty high kicking topspin.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
Yeah, I mean, Havana, she's a great player. She's only 16. She kind of reminds me of myself. A super aggressive player, you know, goes for the ball, takes chances, but I knew I had to change something up within the first game. She came off quite strong, and it's one thing I really learned in college is mixing up the pace and kind of just, I guess seeing what her strengths are, what her weakness is, and I knew I had to mix up the pace, and it was working, so I stuck with that game plan, and it worked.
You've mentioned that a couple times now, that your first year at the University of Arizona resulted in a couple of real changes. I mean, one of them was your serve's gotten stronger, but just understanding how to be aware of where your opponent is, what they like to do, what they don't, making that change and staying in the moment. Is that because you just played so many tough matches?
Yeah, definitely experience-wise helps me a lot, but it's honestly just my mental, kind of just being aware of what's going on in the court. You know, everything happens so fast, and tennis is a mental game. So you kind of just have to take a deep breath and be like, what is really going on right now, instead of just playing in the moment. So that's kind of what I've done and what I've learned throughout college is taking a step back, because points go fast, and kind of just thinking about what you need to do.
Well, listen, you get to relax now after playing 4 matches yesterday, 2 titles and a third title today. Congratulations, tremendous performance. We look forward to your continued success in Canadian tennis.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Robert. Are we good?
We're good.
Perfect.
Off air, right? Not on. The difference that a year of really high level college tennis has made in her game. Her record, just so you have some idea, as a freshman, 22-7 in singles. That is incredible. 11-15 in doubles. She started the year at number 2 for the university team, winning and had a record of 8-0, and that was bumped up to the number 1 position, where she's playing the top NCAA players from all the universities. And that makes a difference, right? I mean, as a tennis player, you practice and train to really develop the technique and understand the tactics and build your endurance. But where you really grow as a player is in the matches that you play. And the more frequently you're playing at a high competitive level, and the higher quality of matches that you're playing, the more you learn about your own game, what you do well, what you need to improve, and just how to manage the emotions and the pressure. That's what competitive tennis is, as it is probably similar in every sport. There's a good shot of the hardware that Reese has just won, and as mentioned before, she also wins prize money of $5,400, which will certainly assist with expenses because the journey to become, and I think the goal for Reese Carter is eventually to play professional tennis. It's an expensive venture, and so this really helps, and it's great that a tournament like the National Bank Stanley Park Open offers this type of prize money, which is very high, $30,000 in prize money total, very high for what we would call a non-ATP WTA event. So really developmentally a great opportunity for the top young players, not only to get the competition, but some prize money which will help with their training expenses. There's a great shot of our 2 finalists, Reese Carter on the right, Havana Caddy on the left, and we'll have our ceremonies now.
For coming down to the Stanley Park Open, and such a beautiful day, and for the last couple of weeks. First, we'd like to acknowledge that the Tennis BC is on the unceded traditional territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We're very happy to be here, so thank you. we've had some tremendous sponsors for the event, and we wouldn't be able to do this event without them. New ones like Laver Cup this year, which have really come to the front to help promote both their event and also to feature ours. The Stanley Park Brewing, such a key sponsor for such a great event since they're situated right here and provide such great services to us. Tennis Canada, sponsor of the Open event, and the Park Board for all their help in making this event happen. Couldn't happen without us. And of course, can't go without mentioning National Bank for all their contributions and all their help in making this event so great this year. So thank you for being here. And from National Bank, in fact, we have Darwin Shandor here, and I'd like him to have a few words for us.
Sure. Thanks very much, Jonathan. Congratulations to the winners. Great week for this event for us, for National Bank's first year. We are so proud to be sponsoring this event. We are very passionate about tennis, as you know, and it's great that we have this incredible commitment right here in British Columbia. Great things don't happen without great partnerships. And Jonathan, you mentioned all the people that are involved in this with Tennis Canada and Tennis BC, the City of Vancouver, and all the incredible volunteers that make these things happen. So congratulations to everyone on just a great day. Congratulations, Reese, on a wonderful win. Look forward to seeing your banner posted up next year again for a second time. Cheers.
Thanks. Now for the exciting part. Congratulations to both ladies for such a tremendous match out there. Everything really enjoyed watching everything going on. In second place, after a tough match and exciting day, we have Havana Caddy. Please come up. And now, our 91st Women's National Bank Stanley Park Open winner and recipient of $5,400, Reese Carter. Again, congratulations to both ladies and good luck in the future.
And Reese Carter gets her photo taken with that big check, along with Havana Caddy. I do want to say a couple words about Havana Caddy. 16, I'm very impressed with her ball striking ability, her movement on the court, and for 16 to be playing at such a high level, there's a big future for her. Again, her competitiveness, just making the final is impressive. She was up against a mature, experienced player, and you heard Reese Carter say in her interview, Havana Caddy reminds herself of herself at the same age. Aggressive, feisty, competitive. So that's something very positive there for Havana to reflect on as she keeps continuing to build her game. For Reese Carter, another stepping stone to establish herself as a rising young Canadian tennis star with a brilliant future, one who I think when she completes her college career will play professional tennis. That wraps up our women's final. We'll be back soon with our men's final. Please come back. You'll love it.